Good morning, day 2. We just woken up, had some breakfast, and we're sort of ready to start packing up the car. And then we're gonna hit a pharmacy and a supermarket, and after that we're gonna head out to the Nurburgring. So very excited for that. And we're even gonna do a lap, but maybe not what you think. Stay tuned. And just as we are about to leave the campsite, there's a very nice 350Z standing here. That's kind of cool. Just dumped our trash. Let's head out to where we, I think, see more of those cars. The Nurburgring. So one of the most fun things we do on vacation is, like, if you go to grocery shopping or whatever, you find different brands of stores. I mean, we have a Lidl, whatever you want to call it. We have those in Holland, but not something like this. And then, you know, we have one of those or two options of those products, but here they have a whole fucking shelf full of that. And I don't know, I just think it's fun. Because you see stuff, it's like, oh, I want to try that. Foreign food is the best. Walking around in awe with her banana. And of course, if you go to the Nurburgring, this is what you do. You make a nice little picture of your car in front of the Nurburgring sign. Sick! We've made it. I have not really been filming and driving much, but I use my phone as navigation and shit. So it's very hard to film and drive at the same time. But I think we're gonna head out to YouTube Corner. Check it out there. Then we'll see. These roads is like driving tail of the dragon, man. Little hairpins, up and downhill. For me, this is closest to a toge I've ever driven on. Because where we live, everything is flat. There's no need to weave because there's no hills. But man, I love this. Come to the ring, not just come for the circuit, explore the area a little bit. Every little town and shop you see is evolved around cars and race cars and racing, and this place just breeds just car enthusiasm. So if you're into cars, racing, whatever, the whole area here is cool to discover and to explore. And also, like I said, look at the roads. These are amazing to drive. I wish I had a faster car and more nimble. You know, I have the Volvo, which is slow by itself, and then it's fully packed with all our camping gear. So I cannot throw it around these corners. So after a quick little pit stop, we've made it to YouTube Corner. Now, of course, there's some Porsches here, as you will see everywhere near the ring. There's BMWs and some campers there with a BMW on the trailer. But look at the incline of that corner. In real life, it's insane. Well, if you play it in the game, it feels so much more flat. Of all these though, fuck that, the yellow one is coolest. group of bikes flying down. But we're parking the car up here. We're gonna grab our bag. Ew! Fuck off! Okay, while being attacked by a wasp, we're just gonna grab our gear and then some drinks. Then we're gonna start hiking and do a lap around the ring by foot. Yes, it's great weather for a 20-kilometer hike. My girlfriend hikes a lot more than me, so I'm gonna be fucked, but it's gonna be fun. So, when we said lap around the Nurburgring, I was not anticipating, well, I somewhat knew, but look at these trails, man. And there's the track, you can hear them fly by. Should we take a little peek up here? See where we're at, roughly. YouTube corner. A little bit further. Let's just fall down here and go to the other spot. Unfortunately today is only bikes. I think the whole tourist driving is gonna be from 5 p.m. so later in the afternoon, and we're gonna meet up with some friends, but so far just gonna chill and have a little stroll. Just by walking you can find all the nice spots, and there's no supervision here. I can basically walk onto the track if you really want, but there's a camera there, so I don't want it to be shut down. But yeah, man, there's no better place on earth where you can combine nature and motorsports as good as here. Hello. Also, it is way too warm to be walking, and especially uphill. I underestimated walking uphill. Downhill is good, but I'm just happy this is in a forest and there's a lot of shade here, because otherwise penis. Camera might not do it justice, but there's like a bump here and then like a compression zone here, which makes it you have way more grip basically, because you go down and up. So if you use that momentum, you can really make a sharp corner. But just the camera doesn't do it justice, but just the immense elevation that this track has, it's crazy. Like watching a porn, and then 20 minutes in turns out to be a gay porn movie. Like the girls never came, only in this case the cars never came. It's just motorbikes, man. wish it was cars. When they're making this track, man, the fences and everything, that takes a whole lot of planning. And you know, it's just like, oh yeah, there's a gate. And it's even unlocked. You can open it up and then there's a fence. What went into the thought process to place a gate here? Makes no sense. We just keep walking. Meanwhile, she's photographing flowers and I'm photographing the track. That was an incline and a half. People underestimate how hard it is to walk uphill, and they underestimate how good my cardio is, or how bad it is, I should say. Jesus Christ, it's killing me. Just 20 kilometers in Germany, uphill and downhill. We're going for it. We started this. Tonight we won't be sleeping in the Volvo. We will be overnighting at a friend's house. So I don't have to put up the tent. I can just crash. Just, I don't know, 15 kilometers to go. Keep going. Nice purple, violet purple I believe. E36. Just came across a gas station and we're like, yeah, get some ice cream because it's hot as hell. But everywhere is just nice cars, like MX-5, there's a lot of Porsches. Everyone's into racing or putting stickers on the cars. Time for ice cream. Just as I say, walk into a gas station, it's a whole model car shop. This is crazy. I should not have come in here. Luckily I only go for Hot Wheels and not for these, because also they're very expensive and I don't want to start this hobby, but this is insane. I mean, what livery Porsche do you want? So this is the little nephew of carousel, where they have those banked corners in the insides. Also, we decided by looking at the map on how far we've already walked and how far we still needed to go. Which I'm not afraid of 20 kilometers, but uphill, downhill is really, I really underestimated that. And the temperature, man, it's over 30 degrees here and it's killing. It's like sweating, we're all wet of sweat. So we set the challenge to do this again, because now we sort of turned around. And by the time we're back, we're almost like 8 till, I don't know, 10 kilometers. To go back and do this challenge again when it's a little bit less warm, because this is ridiculous. One moment you walk in the forest, well, it's still a forest, but it's all grass now. It's just right alongside the track. You can always hear them, you can't always see them. And then when you walk, you come across the best parts. There's just a little route here, and then you're next to the track. No spectators beyond this point. Okay, so I can't stand here. Come on, do a nice little flyby. So as we are coming close to Devil's Cafe, There's a whole line of all the cars that wanted to go out on track. Now we're not gonna in this thing, but it's so cool because the whole lineup is like this E36s, there's Porsches, there's everything. And then even behind me there's a E92 with a roll cage and everything. The guy inside is wearing a helmet. Don't know what's driving there over the roundabout. This is sick. We're just gonna see what's on track, what's coming off track, because it's only gonna be cool. You park up at the ring. There's a GTR. There's all sorts of cool cars here. But anyway, BMW. We just were like, let's treat this as a car meet and just see what's parked up here, what goes onto the ring and comes off the ring. That'll be quite cool, I guess. Like that. There's a Viper here, man. Bam! E36 gang. There's another one. This is even a compact for the lovers. Very nice white one. Caged and everything. One seater. I feel like Adam C now with all this supercar content. Ah, there we go, compacts. Back to shitboxes again. A random Corvette in the wild. It's not a very European car to see. Very red, bright, vibrant though. Then a nice GT86, but then in Germany you can have a personalized license plate. So the AW is like the region you're from, and then he has GT86-1. I don't know what the 1 stands for, but he has GT86 in his number plate. That's very cool. Just the same everyday normal BMWs you see, well, back at home. But then there's a big fat spoiler on the back because, you know, I once traction. Hey, we saw this thing earlier. Now it's here. Oh. Nice E46. I don't know, I can tell if it's a real M3 or a lookalike, but sick anyways. And then everything is just caged and everything. That is so sick. So if you play the Hydo, you've been driving here, because this is where you start, where the pits is. There's even a Honda. And next to that, look at that orange FD. That is sick. Yes, Salika.
een beetje op het gasrol.
That yellow Supra was not paying attention. He just curbed it into the curb. His wheel was not in time with the camera, but so I was just when you think you've seen it all, bam! Imagine a lap in this. I don't know what this is. It looks like an aerial Atom, but like it says Atom RR, and it has like a body kit around it like it's a Formula 1 car. You maybe see it when it goes along the corner, but it's kind of sick though, not gonna lie. Everyone goes in there on the track, but we're not going in track. Well, Toby, hello. I think this is his car. I'm gonna put the car there where it's in the shade and then get out, because Toby is one of my mates that I've come across on PlayStation where we're playing Firewall, which is that VR shooter. And then we didn't speak for a while, and I was like, "Hey man, how you've been? Yeah, let's pick up this game again." Just to hang out with him again was worth it, and we did. And turns out he does drifting as well. Also rides motorbikes. That's why he's here now. And then tonight we're gonna continue to travel to his house, and he has a bedroom for us, so we can just have a nice shower after this cruise and walk, and then chill and hang out with somebody I've never met in person, but I've chilled many hours with, and I love that. Just randomly, I did a post a few days ago about me traveling, and then I was like, who's on this route, like who can I come across, and he was like, yo bro, hit me up. So that's very cool. So we're just gonna wait, because he's doing like 15-minute sessions as far as I know, and then he's off the track for half an hour, and then he has another session. So just gonna wait until he shows up, then probably pick the camera back up, see what interesting stuff we have. Yes. There's so much stuff coming out here, and now it just stops, of course. So here we have Toby, as well his seat as his bike. Like some spirited driving. Is this from today?
Like the very first round, someone crashed and hurt himself really bad, so they called hospital or whatever.
Oh, really?
So the first 2 rounds, after 2 rounds they cancelled completely. So we need to wait 2 turns, and then we could finally drive. So yeah.
Well, we were sitting there in the shade, and after walking, well, we didn't finish the whole Nurburgring walking because, man,
in this heat, it's really hard.
We're not used to inclines. For us, everything's flat.
It's really a lot up and down.
And man, that's crazy. And then with the heat and everything.
I can totally understand that.
But anyway, everyone on YouTube, this is Toby. Say hi, Toby.
Hi.
I pointed out the damage like on his suit. It was like, no, that's all the damage. But
this is all new.
Then I saw this and was like, is this old? But look, there's grass on this.
Very fresh.
This is very fresh. And then he told me his steering, like his handle here is bent.
Yeah, that's like bent down. So
what corner? What happened?
Do left corner
oh yeah.
Anymore. Actually, it was a right turn. Sorry, it was a left turn. So I landed left, but somehow the bike flipped over to the right side.
Left turn? Which turn?
Oh, I don't know. One of the very late ones, actually. But yeah, that's why it's a race bike. Can be crashed, can be.
Yeah, you got it on a trailer, so.
Yeah, that's why I have a trailer. I know why I have a trailer. some pieces.
Oh damn. So that's it for today, huh?
Yeah, sadly.
That thing is sick, man, but in contrast with the Dodge, it makes the Dodge look better with the yellow. Good morning, day 2. of the Euro road trip to Punk Rock Holiday. Now we have been sleeping very well here at our friend Toby's house, and you know what? He basically was like, you know what? Here's a bed, here's a bathroom, here's a living room. We have our own full floor in this house. Not that I'm really gonna use it because, you know, why chill here when he's downstairs and we've never met in real life, so no point in us just doing other stuff. But hold up. Yeah, this house is insane. This is the 3rd floor, and then there's another floor right there, and then there's a floor below there. I don't know if I can. But anyways, we started driving yesterday from the Nurburgring towards his house near Frankfurt, and well, as soon as we at a certain point we went down the hill and I let off the throttle, and the car just started to vibrate heavily, like not vibrate but resonate. Turns out my muffler is like, yeah, I'm out, and it's just blowing a hole bigger and bigger, and well, the more you drive, the worse it gets. So we had like a 2-hour drive and it getting worse and worse, and by the time we're here, just fully blown. So he said, I have a garage, I have like a pit that you can park your car over, and all the tools, welder, whatever you need. So I thought this road trip wasn't really about cars, except for last video we went to the Nurburgring, but I guess we're working on cars. This is their balcony view, man. If you compare this to where I live. So we got
In case something goes wrong, I have some tools.
We've got the Volvo in, and look at this setup. This is quite good, man. This is why you have friends all over Europe.
Always have someone to help on the way.
Let me get in here. Now the exhaust, I slipped it back on, but this piece was basically slipped out. And you can imagine the drone it would give, because, you know, this exhaust pipe just straight up against the body, just boom. That was insane. So we're gonna take that clamp off, because obviously that failed. We're gonna take it off and then replace it probably with one of these. And then there we have the tools. Should be an easy fix. I was worried that it was somewhere here or that something else got ruined, but we got lucky. So yeah, this is Toby's car, 330i. So it's a 3-liter, man. That's
Yeah, hi.
That's serious engines.
Yeah, this is a great engine.
We don't have that in Holland because the gas is expensive.
Okay.
I love the little touch though of like the black stickers like this.
Yeah, I tried to
just
make everything like grey and black. Actually, my suspension is missing.
Because if it was white, it would have been bam. Just
yeah.
on
I
there.
especially did it on black, so it's not so obvious. I wanted to have a little like understatement car. Actually, from the outside, it just looks like a normal 3 Series with
So this
M package.
This is your daily as well?
Yeah, that's my daily.
It's your daily and your drift car.
Yeah, and it's the cool thing is very practical car.
These are not the tires you drift on, I would say.
Nope.
Nice wheels and expensive tires.
Yep. I have special set of drift tires.
You got
for the-
spaces?
Yeah, spaces.
Are spaces legal here?
Yeah, as long as they have the
You want,
Betriebserlaubnis.
you want to know what's the weird thing?
Huh?
Space, we can do like all of that to a car and everything is legal.
But spaces not?
But spaces are like somewhat frowned upon. They need to have like proper certificates that it's like good spaces.
Same.
But also it messes with the right, like your wheels are wider now. So if you look on paper, what if your the width of your car?
They will change that. They need to change all the papers if you
Exactly, but that's what they do in Germany. They don't do it.
Okay. Yeah,
Well,
here they
maybe
do it.
you can if you really want that, but like if you bring the wheels out, it doesn't match the width of your car on paper.
Yeah.
Then if you get into an accident, the insurance is like, hey, this is different.
They change all. They change the height of the car because the lower the coilovers, the car is lower, so they change the height of the car, and they also change the width of the wheels. Of the wheelbase. and
All right.
like everything needs to be.
I think if you want, you can really do it. But for us in Holland, most people just throw them on. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah, the thing is, I have the small tires because usually on the rear, when you have the M tires, you have 255, so they're a little bit wider. So I wanted to stretch that out so you have a little bit more like a flush. It's still not totally. I don't need that.
I think compared to normal cars, you have still it's a little bit flush or like sunken, but like compared to normal cars,
Yeah.
I was already like, oh, it has a wide stance because the wheels stick out a little bit.
Yeah.
But
Well,
then
I think it looks good. It works good.
let's open that puppy up.
Yeah.
You told me you have this seat, which is a pretty good-looking seat.
Yeah.
Even says BMW before. Is this out of a BMW?
It's originally out of a Mini. They basically, but they have the same seats. It's exactly the
A
same.
Mini?
Like a BMW Performance.
But a Mini wouldn't say BMW performance on it.
Nope, that's why the complete the fabric was completely made new. There's a guy from Poland. He's called MX Performance, and he made all that. Wait, I need to do that from the back.
So, and you told me you have this seat because it is a factory airbag seat. The factory seat, like the one is there,
Yep.
that's an airbag seat. So then if you replace the seat, it's in order to be legal, it still needs to be a seat with an airbag.
Exactly.
You cannot put any other bucket seat in.
Nope.
That's
Ex-
ridiculous.
Except you would have a roll cage, but with a roll cage I would
So-
lose my rear seats, and I want to have the practicality.
Yes.
So I kept my rear seats. So this was.
But then wouldn't it be easier to have like an E36 for drifting? Because that thing doesn't have any airbags and stuff.
Yeah, you know that afterwards. If I would buy a car again, I would definitely buy an older car.
How much is a average E36 here? Is the prices going up like crazy or?
They going up, but not like crazy. I bought this for 8.5.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But without the mods, of course.
Yeah.
I
I have
think-
no. I'm not aware of these cars and the price class.
Actually, if you would exactly like it was when I bought it, you maybe now pay like 10 or 11. But I
Okay.
also got it a little bit cheaper.
But like a good E36, like a reasonable E36, you can get them for like 1,000. Back in the day, before COVID.
Yeah, now you like.
And then now, if you have a running and driving 316, if it's just a 316, it's like 2,000 to 3,000 euros. It's crazy.
Yeah, this one not so expensive yet, but yeah, that's usually how I do.
Well, okay.
seatbelt. So
So you
It's
just
get
you put
all-
the harness in, so it works for drifting and everything. But also having this harness in traffic
is not allowed.
would be illegal.
Yeah, you still
How
need to
dare
use
you
the
think of
normal
your safety?
3-point belt.
How dare you?
Yeah, the thing is when you flip your car on the head and you don't have a roll cage, the roof could dent in, and if you strapped on with that seat, basically the roof.
There's no way for you to go.
Yeah.
Wear an original seatbelt.
You
Well,
could move sideways and
somewhat.
front and back.
Yeah.
Also with the airbag, because if you use this, the airbag doesn't work anymore, and you want the airbag to work, so that only works with
If
the
you
three
crush the car, yeah.
belt. Yeah.
Well, do a
That's
cage
the
then.
reason.
You can do a cage that still works with the rear seat.
Yeah, but I also thought about that.
Like, don't have a cage that just have a cross in the back, but just basically have a four people cage.
Would also help a little bit with stiffen the car.
Yeah, you have a hoop in the middle and just tubes that go. Same as the tubes go to the front, they also go to the back.
Yeah.
Because the main hoop is be the one that save you. But
But so far, I'm good with
it's
it.
a little bit too modern.
Yeah,
But then again, cars nowadays are getting more and more modern, and this is now old enough that I'm like, yeah, it's kind of cool though.
The thing is, people don't think of this is 19 years old now.
19?
Yeah.
19?
Yeah, it's from 2005.
Damn, I wouldn't give it.
Yeah, a lot of people surprised when I say
A
that.
buddy of mine bought a Honda Accord of 2006, but that car still looks like up to date somewhat. And then it's like, this is like a what, 5-year-old car? No, it's 20. What? Almost 20? Well, like 18, 19 years old. So basically the same as this, which makes me really.
It doesn't look so old. Basically, if you look on a like a F20. Or
I think it's a generation thing, man.
Yeah, you also gonna think like, oh, that car's like brand
Yeah.
new, but no, it's also already like 10 years old, 15 years old.
It's a generation thing. We're just being stuck in the 90s and everything else like, oh yeah, that's a new car. Everything after 2000, that's new. Meanwhile, we're 24 years in. But I love that. Like at work, I have a lot of clients that are younger than my car. My car is older than a lot of my clients.
Yeah, I think
And then
it's
people
relatively rare
relatively rare.
to have such an old car on the street still working.
What, this? Don't you see old school cars here?
Nope.
You
Don't see
said
a lot of
like the
old
neighbor has a Saab.
ones. Yeah.
Is that the Saab you're talking about?
Here's another one behind that.
I sure hope not, because that thing is an ugly piece of shit.
Behind it is a Cabrio.
Oh, like a 900 or something.
I don't know the names of this thing so good. But it's
Yeah, I
also
believe
not
that's
the
a
prettiest
900. But also, yeah, old cars is not a thing in Germany. Like, of course, there's people that have classics.
Yeah, of course, just not so many. Like everything older than
If you
like
drive-
20 years, you don't see so much anymore.
If you drive this, you drive it because you want to, and not
Yeah,
because
exactly.
it's not because it's practical.
Yeah, it's not cheaper because the repairs will be fucking expensive. So
Bro, you need to have those discs for road tax and everything. I don't need them. 30 years and older.
that's the problem. You will not make TÜV with it. Like if the car's too old and you have problems with it, you don't get TÜV. Then you need to sell it. So basically, people selling like 10 years
Why
old
can't you
cars-
fix the problems? Like every year I get MOT.
If you don't do it by yourself, it's too expensive. People just sell them because
True.
the work would be too expensive and more expensive than the car's worth, so they just sell it.
True. Barbecue in the morning, boys. Car's fixed. Put a new clamp on. Tighten that all. This house is a palace, man. Vlogception. So yeah, it's almost noon and we had this because we're planning a barbecue, but things turned out to be a little bit different. So we decided to have a brunch with some burgers and stuff. Then we have our stomachs full. We'll be on our way to, I think, the border, Austria. Good 5-hour drive. We'll see where we end up, and we're gonna take the camera with us, of course. So I hope you like this road trip video so far. Part 1 was last week, so this is the start of part 2.